there, boys and girls. Today I am going to show you how to solve word problems using cubes and using the adding up strategy. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to read a word problem for you. It says there are 86 families at the carnival. 48 families are playing games. The rest of the families are riding rides. How many families are riding rides? Okay, so the first thing I'm thinking is, where do I start? Okay, I'm reading the word problem. I'm not sure where to start. Well, I'm going to show you where you start. You start using cubes. So our C stands for circle the numbers. So the first step that you're going to do is you're going to circle the numbers that you think are going to help you solve this problem. So I'm looking at this word problem, and I know that 86 is going to help me, and I know that 48 is going to help me. The next step is underline the question. Okay, it's important that you do that because that tells you exactly what it is that you are looking for. The question says, how many families are riding rides? So I'm going to go ahead and underline so I can keep that in my brain. I know that's what I'm looking for. My next step is B, box key words. So I'm going to go back to my word problem, and I'm going to look at some key words. A key word here would be how many, because they want to know how many families are riding rides. So I'm going to box that so that helps me. The next step is E, eliminate what you don't need. Okay, in this situation, we actually need everything in here. So there's really nothing that we're going to erase or cross off. But I will tell you that you will see some word problems, definitely in the 3rd grade, where they're adding information that you don't need. And that's where you need to think, do I really need to know this information? That's when you would cross it off so that you can just get that out of your brain and you don't need to worry about it. The last step is set up the equation. That's what the S stands for. All right, so I'm going to think about it. It says there are 86 families at the carnival. 48 families are playing games. The rest of the families are riding rides. How many families are riding rides? So I am going to first do a Math Mountain, because we all know what Math Mountain is. We learned that in 1st grade. And that is a strategy, by the way, to help you solve. Okay, I know that there are 86 families. I know that. So I'm going to put that at the top of my Math Mountain. 48 families are playing games. So I know part of this 86, there are 48. They want to know how many families are riding rides. Because it says 48 are playing games, the rest are riding rides. How many are riding rides? So that's the unknown that we are trying to figure out. So when we're using the adding up strategy, we're going to set it up a little bit different. We have our math mountain here. So the next step that I'm going to do is I am going to use the adding up strategy. So, with the adding up strategy, we would write 48 plus something is going to equal 86. Now, the easiest way to do this is to go ahead and turn this into a new 10. You should know your tens. You should know that 8 plus 2 equals 10. So I know that if I add 2, it was going to equal 50. Remember, our goal is to get to 86. So from this point, I am going to add by tens. Okay, we're not going to add by ones. We don't need to do that. We can add by tens. We're at 50. We're trying to get to 86. So what I'm going to do, I already know that if I add 30, it's going to equal 80. I know that. But I'm still not at 86. At this point, I should know that I need to add 6. Then I will get 86. Now, at this point, you are just adding this up. That's why they're calling it an adding up strategy. You're just adding this up, and that should make your equation true. 48 plus 30, 36, 38 equals 86. And I know that because if I were to add them, I know 8 plus 8 is 16. Okay, I know that I am adding a 10. 4 plus 3 is 7, and another 10 is 8. So I know that is correct. And that's how we solve a word problem using cubes and the adding up strategy.